So it's Saturday the 28th, and yeah, I'm not doing my long run in the morning at 5 a.m. because I've been dealing with this ankle tendonitis for the last couple of days. So I could have ran today if I really wanted to, but we gotta be smart about it. I mean, I can deal with pain, but there's no point in dealing with the pain now if it's gonna be causing it to last, you know, another 2 weeks if I do it now. So gotta let it rest, and that doesn't mean I can't be getting better because I have to let it rest. So what's happening is that instead of doing my long run at 5 a.m., I'm going to the gym, which the earliest it opens is at 7, which is fine. It's actually a decent hour for me. I would rather 6 or 5, but it's a weekend. So on weekends, it's understandable that it opens a little later. So instead of doing the long run in the morning, I'm going to the gym now because my school gym has these really nice bikes. So I'm gonna be biking instead of running to do my long run. I'm gonna substitute it with the bike riding, and I'm gonna bike for, I don't know, we'll see, like maybe 35 miles or so. But I'm still gonna record it even though it's gonna be an indoor gym, because I've been doing my long runs every Saturday. So just to keep it consistent, even though it's not a long run, it's still a cardiovascular activity. And the gym, it's just that it's gonna be reversed, where I'm hitting the gym earlier in the morning and then the long run. So yeah, gotta monitor that ankle pain, but it feels great. I can walk and I can jog. It's just that I want to really make sure it's rested. All right, so back in buys today, and I think my weakest exercise relative to how I look by far is the lat pull down. So 170 pounds, I weigh 180 right now, and I can barely get like 8 reps maybe at 180. I mean 180 body weight. 8 reps for 170 in the weight, which is pretty bad, but it's my weakest point, so we work on it. One cool thing about it being here early is that the gym's pretty empty, so I can place this camera in places that I wouldn't be able to if there were more people. So it's 9:02 a.m. Got back from the gym, and right now I'll go cook some breakfast and do some homework and study for exams next week. So I'll probably do that until around 12:30 or so. And I'm trying to figure out if I should eat lunch and then go on the bike ride, or go on the bike ride and then eat lunch. Because, so it's 9 o'clock. Typically, at least I want to give myself 5 hours between my workout, either running and then gym, or gym and then running. Typically, I want to give myself anywhere between 5 and 8 hours. But that's mostly because when I'm running, you fatigue the body more, and the nervous system as well. But like, you fatigue your mechanical system, and you fatigue your muscles and all that. But because biking, especially indoors, it's way less fatiguing. I'm probably, well, I'm trying to figure out what's like the best option, because since I'm just bike riding, I'm not really giving much impact to my body versus running. So I'm trying to think what's the best choice. So we'll see what ends up happening. But for now, breakfast, that's what I got. So pretty much same breakfast as always. 28 grams of 88% dark chocolate, kiwi, 200 grams of egg whites, 2 eggs, some ham, avocado toast with 1 fried egg and ham, and then instead of tuna, because I don't have any more tuna, 4 pieces of chicken. Like, it's the same equivalent protein wise and about the same calories, so it's just the macros, that's what matters. So yeah, that's what I got for breakfast. Alright, so this is what I got for lunch. Everything's eyeballed, so probably 275 grams of chicken, then some beef gyro for fats, then rice. This seems like about 220 grams of rice, and some tomatoes, tortillas, ketchup, mayonnaise, and Powerade Mountain Blast. And we got the music in the background, but I think I'll probably get a second serving of rice, just because obviously I'm eating before going on the bike ride, so the more carbs I can get, the better. So that's my eyeball of the food I ate. So I'm on my way to the gym, going to the school gym, so I'm just walking. It's like a 10-minute walk, but it's 2:25, so I ate about an hour ago. And yeah, I should be okay. Bike ride should be about 2 hours. So yeah, I'm well fed, well hydrated, but there's definitely a difference between doing cardio in the morning, first thing when you wake up, and having to do it in the afternoon, because I am not lacking motivation, but I would rather, you know, just stay in my dorm and review for homework or whatnot. So yeah, I guess that's just what I feel right now at the moment, but I'm still getting it done, so that's what matters. And in the meantime, campus is empty. It's Saturday, so well, I guess what I want to say while I'm walking towards the gym is that back in the day when I was younger, I always used to, and I still do, just not as much, but when I was like playing soccer competitively, and I always thought I was good, and every time I started to get, oh sorry, I gotta show this in the middle of my speech, but this is something really cool that this campus has. Just a nice wildlife with the ducks and the ducklings. Something really cool. But anyways, when I was a kid, I played soccer, mainly competitive and all that, and I enjoyed doing all athletics. But something that always used to happen to me is I was very injury prone, and I may still be now, but back in the day when I was doing more athletic stuff, I was like, I always wanted to do more because I knew I was good at it, and I always wanted to get better, but I'd always get these setbacks of knee injuries, leg pain, back pain, whatever you want to call it. And obviously because I was a kid, I used to think, oh, I'm so unlucky, why me, why this, why that, and I always used to complain and like wish for, I guess, people to feel bad for me in a sense. And obviously I was a kid, so that was my thought process back then, like, why is this happening to me, I'm so unlucky, blah blah blah, I'm just not made for success, whatever you want to call it. And obviously now I'm just dealing with this minor ankle pain or tendonitis injury. It's an injury. I have to take a break from running, which is something that I'm trying to get good at. And back in the day, if I would have had that, I would have again sat in this like victim mindset of like, oh, this is so unlucky, bad luck, blah blah blah. And now I like how my mindset has changed in a sense where right now it's just part of it. Like back in the day, I used to like think, oh, this happened, now I'm gonna sit and wait and not do anything in between while I'm getting better, and just play victim mentality and just complain and say, why me, why this happened to me, or this sucks, I'm so unlucky. Versus now I feel that this is just an injury. It's just like, it's part of it. What am I gonna do to adapt and overcome and then thrive throughout this issue that I'm encountering? So that's kind of how I approach it now. And right now it's a tendonitis issue, so it could go away soon, it could take a while, but I'm not too phased or like concerned about it, because there's so many ways to still keep getting better at what I'm trying to do, which is running. But like, there's so many ways to still get better at the cardiovascular endurance. And yes, it's a setback, but a lot of times I feel that if you approach a setback with the right mentality, you're going to be able to just approach the setback obviously with a better mindset. But it transfers over to a lot of things, just not the setback itself. If you just have that mentality of like, okay, something happened, how are we going to figure it out to adapt, overcome, and thrive, it can transfer over to a lot of things in general. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking right now as I deal with this ankle injury or whatever. Like 20 weeks or 24 weeks, whenever I started the marathon prep, I knew being injured was going to be a possibility, and I wasn't too concerned about it, because like I said, my mindset now is just like, okay, it's going to happen, how are we going to adapt, overcome, and thrive? So yeah, campus decoration. And this is a library, by the way. There you go. It's six floors, I think. But yeah, that's something I wanted to say, like dealing with setbacks, I guess, and injuries in general, how I approach it now. And yeah, I'll show a little bit of the gym while I'm doing the bike ride. Distance is gonna be 35 to 40 miles. Typically, from my understanding, is that you want to have a 3-to-1 ratio from whatever you were typically running. You have to do 3 times that when you're biking. But then also, what I'm thinking is, okay, yeah, 3-to-1 that ratio, but if a run, I was supposed to run 12 miles today, so if a run 12 miles would take me about, I don't know, an hour and 30 minutes or so. The bike ride may take me, I don't know, 2 hours, whatever it's gonna take me. So I'm trying to think or theorize if the distance is what matters most, or the amount of time your heart rate is elevated. And I personally believe that it's more important the amount of time your heart rate is elevated, because that's the equivalent of what it would have been running. But then again, also, you have to factor in a lot of fatigue, like the mechanical stress I was mentioning earlier, that running puts a lot of pounding on the body, versus biking indoors puts negligible amount of fatigue on the body. So that factors in with recovery. So there's a lot of things you can play around with and theorize. So 35 to 40 miles, hopefully anywhere between an hour and 45 to 2 hours and 15 minutes is what I'm hoping of doing biking, because I feel that if it would have taken me 12 miles, it would have taken me an hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes to run 12 miles. Anywhere between an hour and 45 to 2 hours and 15 minutes of biking would be somewhat equivalent, because of one, the amount of time I want the heart rate to be elevated, but two, maybe compensate an extra 20 minutes to give an equivalent of the mechanical stress fatigue that I was talking earlier that I won't get through biking. But I'm theorizing that maybe if I added 20 minutes, maybe that can translate a little bit to mechanical fatigue, because after a while you lose form. Like, you can't keep perfect form pedaling for 2 hours. Like, you'll lose form eventually. So maybe I'm hoping, or playing around with my theories of extra 20 minutes of biking relative to the running would compensate for that mechanical stress or fatigue that I'm mentioning. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And camp is again looking pretty beautiful, as it always does. All right, so 1 hour in. I know it says 0 mile distance, but that's obviously not right because it can't track it. At least my watch can't track it when I'm biking on a stationary bike. And this stupid bike keeps resetting every 20 minutes. So I think I'm at around 21 miles right now, about 7 miles every 20 minutes. So halfway through. It's about what we estimated. 2 hours and 15 minutes. 2 hour to 2 hour and 15 minute bike ride. Should be about 35 to 40 miles. So might be a little more, but yeah, feeling good so far. My butt's going numb, but it's fine. Not too terrible. All right, so I took a mini break. Not really. I just had to go to the bathroom and pee. So 1 or 2 minute rest, but an hour and a half in, probably like 30 more minutes. So 2 hours total. I switched bikes too because the other one was resetting every 20 minutes. So 11 miles, give or take. The other, like every 20 minutes I was doing 7 miles. I'm probably at around 35 right now. So I'll end up doing like maybe 45 miles, 50 miles. I'll break down the math after I finish this next half an hour. But yeah, probably like 45-ish. That's what I'll end up doing. And yeah, that's like midpoint. All right. Average heart rate 149 beats per minute, 2 hours and 2 minutes. This says 22 miles for 1 hour. So just made the estimate that the first hour was about 20 miles or so. So 42 miles will make it that. Yeah, those last 15 minutes are fucking brutal, but we got it done. Yeah, we got it done. Okay, so walking back from the gym, and yeah, that bike ride felt pretty good. I liked the cadence I had, the breathing, everything was really nice. But those last 30 minutes, yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what we want to get to, that type of feeling, like embrace the suck. But yeah, it's 5:24, and I used to have a theory where it didn't, like, no, I mean, it's not a theory, it's just that I always used to think that at the end of the day, like literally just at the end of the day, if you're still hungry, that means you're losing weight because your body requires more energy than what it expended. And that theory now, in my opinion, is a little flawed because, for example, I've already eaten like 2,500 calories, and like if I were to just eat what I need to maintain my weight today, I would still go to bed hungry, and I wouldn't lose. I mean, yeah, I would still eat. The point is that like I just worked out and I'm starving and I could eat an entire house, and if I did so, I would overeat, and tomorrow I would gain a little bit of weight. So what I'm trying to say is that I used to think that if you go to bed hungry, that means you're losing weight, but in that today, if I did that, I wouldn't, because I am very, very hungry, and I know if I just ate to maintain, I would, still be hungry. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's just something I was thinking about, that it's good. You always should do things that test, I guess, indirectly or directly test your thoughts and beliefs, because that's what makes you grow. So yeah, Saturday afternoon thoughts. And then one other thing, this is not my quote, that I haven't heard it in a while, and I heard it while scrolling through my phone after the bike ride, and it's not mine again, but it's something that I really like, that I'm gonna start implementing. And I might say it here too, but it's always a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. Like, no matter what your situation is, it's always a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. Like, no matter what you're going through, or no matter what's going on, it always is an opportunity, I guess if you want to call it, of a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. So today is actually a beautiful day. I mean, what isn't there to like? Overcast, not raining. There is some clouds in the sky, but it's not cloudy with rain. It's overcast, nice weather, nice breeze. So it's the simple things in life that make you want to have a beautiful day. All right, so this is dinner. It's gonna be an exotic combination. 150 grams of rigatoni, a pouch of rice, a seed of change. So that's like 76 grams of carbs. The rigatoni is like 120. Ground lamb, 150 grams because it was on sale. 200 grams of pineapple, 65 grams of avocado, honey stinger, 2 dates, 125 grams of banana, 17 grams of honey, and then 150 grams of blueberries, and electrolytes, and then ketchup. Ketchup is the only thing I don't measure, because whatever. So yeah, this is a very exotic combination. A lot pasta and rice, and then ground beef. And I'm gonna commit the most illegal thing ever, which is pasta with ketchup. That is a big no, but I don't really care, as long as I'm getting the carbohydrates. And again, this is a lot of food, and probably more than I should, but it doesn't matter because I'm very hungry. So because of that, I'm gonna enjoy it.